while we're on the subject of the ACC, Carolina on the right side tonight against SMU. They get the win tonight. And Tyler, I'm actually going to come back to you because I'm wondering if, even though UNC is undeniably underperforming right now, they're ranked in the top 25 in the preseason. They're out of that right now. But you look up, and the young guys had big nights tonight, right? Jackson and Powell. And I'm just wondering if you're looking for, because I appreciate your willingness to find the flaws in Duke, right? We're going to look for positives with the Tar Heels. How much of that can you build on with big performances from these young guys?
You want me to talk on that one first? All right.
Yeah.
Listen, I said from day one, Carolina is going to be a different team later in the year than they were early on. And the reason for that is because in Jackson and Drake Powell are too talented. They will develop, and the coaching staff will get confidence in them, and they're going to be a bigger piece of this team down the road. And the one thing I will say about tonight is Seth Trimble came back from injury, and he played big minutes, and I was wondering how the lineup was going to be whenever Seth came back, just based off the fact that N has been playing so well. But it looks like, he came right in. He was able to get big minutes, and I was a little bit worried about this game. I wanted to see, if we could control the game from start to finish, and that's one of our big issues with Carolina. Listen, we don't have to hide it. We get down big early in almost every game and have to claw ourselves back into the game. And tonight was one positive where, we didn't take a haymaker and have to claw back. We controlled this game pretty much from start to finish, which is good to see. And Drake Powell came on, played well for us tonight, which is big because he provides athleticism and a little bit of length, which we don't have this year because of our lack of size in the front court or dominant big. And he could be a guy that's going to be serviceable at the 4 position for us.
Jeff, are you buying that this is like the step forward and there's something to build on here? Are you buying or selling?
I'm buying every time that Tyler says in Jackson. All right. First, let's start with that. Every time he says in Jackson, I'm all in. I love it. I don't know if he does it on purpose now or not. I can't tell whether this is just something he's continuing or not. But in Jackson's a hell of a nickname for the guy, especially when they're so he's so electric, right? And where RJ, it's sometimes it feels like work to get him shots. With Ian Jackson, you just give him the ball and clear out and let him go to work. And I remember seeing him in AAU ball a couple of years ago, and sometimes that's how it looks when I see him at Carolina right now. It's like, just let him go. Don't even call a play. Just let him go because nobody can stay in front of him. He's not a great shooter, but he can make threes, and he finishes through contact. He's special. He is special, and I think you live or die with in Jackson. And you're going to lose some, but I think he's your guy right now.
CJ, just last word on Carolina here. Where's this headed?
I think this is like a sports writer thing where we try to draw these huge conclusions early in the first couple months of the season. And I think Arizona and North Carolina, it's entirely possible that they're better than everybody's talking about they are right now because neither one has taken a bad loss. They've all played. This is playing really good competition. If they were going to play a shit schedule and win a bunch of games, we'd be talking about them a lot differently than we are now. They haven't gotten killed in any of those games. What happened to Tennessee tonight has not happened to either of those teams. So, I think it's possible that both of those groups that had some new pieces come in, and I know we haven't hit on Zona yet tonight, and I'm sure Jeff will here in a minute talk about his alma mater, but maybe they're going to get better throughout the season and teams do improve. And when you play these awesome schedules early on, sometimes you're going to take some hits. When you go to Allen Fieldhouse, you're going to take a hit. So I think it's possible that we're seeing an evolution of Carolina. Now, now what will happen probably is they'll run through and win a bunch of games in the ACC, and we'll probably write it off. Well, like the ACC sucks, but I want to see what Carolina looks like in like a month, because I think with them in Arizona, they could both progress and be a lot different teams than they were in November.
I like it. Tennessee has done a great service to the rest of college basketball, because every other team can go, hey, at least we didn't get our shit rocked like Tennessee.